What am I saying? Oh yeah. Morning. After the tobogganing yesterday, it was about a 20-minute drive to get here to this car park in this very quiet village next to the Bodrog River. There was a tiny bit of noise last night. There might be a pub up just behind the church, and there was a few kids milling around here, but there were no bother whatsoever. But there's this old ferry here, and we're just trying to work out, it probably runs in the summer and gets dragged up here in the winter. It looks very old, but there's a very, very new looking ferry house and toll gate there. So we're assuming it does run. We've just been for a little walk up to the church. Unfortunately, the church is shut. We couldn't get in, but it's a very cute little church. Now it's time to keep heading southeast, see where we go.
No, we're going east today. We're going to the Ukrainian border.
Oh, yes.
To go and see a churchyard that looks like the gravestones are made of boats.
Yes. But we're staying in Hungary, Mum. I promise we're not going to Ukraine. Just to the border.
One of the most famous sites of this village, and I'll post the name below because I really can't pronounce it, is the folk cemetery with boat headstones. So far, there is no irrefutable explanation for the origin of these boat headstones. However, some believe this is an ancient Ugric boat burial custom. Try saying that sober. However, this appears to be a romantic misconception. According to other scholars, they were buried this way because during times of flooding, the dead could only be taken to the cemetery by boat, and these boats were used as the headstones. But again, this seems to be an urban myth. We'll leave this dispute to the professionals to one day decide on. However, there are two things that we know to be true. Firstly, the tomb of Ferenc Kölcsey was built in the highest place of the cemetery, and he's the man who wrote the Hungarian national anthem in 1823. And secondly, this is by far the most unusual place we've ever visited. For those who worry about us and wonder what we do, we have come to the closest point we can get to Ukraine on this trip. It is there, across the river. I am very tempted to get my kayak out just to go over the river, touch the other side and come back. What do you reckon?
My mother would kill you.
Okay, so I decided against taking the kayak across the river. So we headed south to a lovely little campsite on the outskirts of Hungary's second city, Debrecen. The following day we took a bus into the city to have a wander round. It's full of charm with old buildings, tree-lined avenues, a huge cathedral, lots of parks and trams galore. But that's about it really. It's lovely, but not a patch on Budapest. And to be fair, the craft beer scene here isn't up to much either, although we did find one bar that did a pretty good dinner. Claire's number's been called. Look at these burgers. Good job we're hungry. In Hungary.
That's not what I was expecting.
So our little campsite just outside Debrecen was absolutely lovely. We came as we normally do just for a couple of nights. We've ended up being here 4 nights. There is everything here. There's electric hookup, there's water, there's the spa, and you go through that gate there. There's benches and cooking areas outside. I think in the summer this would be in an incredible place. There's probably about 30 pictures for motorhomes and tents galore, and there's a couple of little kitchens the other side of the park as well. Definitely worth coming. We'd come back in the summer. The only problem is the water in the spa. This dirty brown apparently is good for you. People sit here and drink it by the pint, fresh out the tap, which I really don't want to be doing. Other than that, everything's been really lovely here. However, our journey continues, and now we're heading south to Romania. Got no idea where we're going tonight. We've got an idea for tomorrow. Tonight I think we're just going to be in park up in a field or a forest somewhere. Well, we'll see.